Chuck.
Okay, now we're now recording the May 10th session of our group.
Come on, Nick, we need you to start with the title. Where did you go?
He went to go get a package. Since Silvana Pirruccelo is new, maybe she could tell us a little bit about herself.
Yes, I would like to talk now a little bit because I'm moving in my car in 5 minutes, I think. So I can listen to you, but it will be a hard work to interact this evening. I'm a teacher of English. I teach English in a high school in Lentini. And I was invited by Nick to follow his blog while he was in Sicily. And then he invited me last Saturday to the first meeting, and this is my second meeting with you. I'm sorry for that, but light changes here, and in a moment we'll be moving. So for this evening, I will just listen to you, and that's all.
Thank you, Silvana. With her, we are developing all the projects about the cultural exchanges with the high school in Lentini, where all the kids from Carlentini, they go, because in Carlentini we have just the high school called the Professional. So all the other high schools are in Lentini. And actually at that point, we will consider Lentini and Carlentini as one unique community, as we are. I take seeing that Sherry and Nick abandoned us. Let's start recording May 10th, Carlentini, Omaha and Beyond. Tonight we will talk about the genealogy, about the trip that Nick had in Sicily. We have new faces here, so we will introduce you our big family that is growing and growing, and we are more than happy for that. I'm Eleonora Formica, and I'm in Sicily in this moment. I live in Modica, even if I'm originally from Lentini, grew up in Carlentini. Modica is just a little town southern, and I'm a tour guide. And years ago, I started this adventure because perchance I discovered that Carlentini and Omaha, they're connected. So little by little, I met Sherry and then Nick, and little by little, we are growing in our Zoom sections. This summer, for the first time, 100 people, they will come from Omaha. Our mayor will be in Omaha in July, and the mayor from Omaha will come in August over here. So 4 years ago, when everything started, was September 2017, when I had the idea. It doesn't exist an official relationship between Carlentini and Omaha. I made an association, and Carmelita de la Guardia, she's the vice president. My co-chair is Sherry. And then we create a foundation, a Sicula Italia Foundation in Omaha. And we have obtained the first recognition as a sister city, friend cities last September 22nd. So we are super excited that this year our mayors will visit both cities, because this is a must to do to obtain the official recognition of sister cities. Here we have Silvana, who speaks just Italian. And I see another new face with the Silvana's contact.
Scusate,
so I will translate shortly for her. Silvana, hai seguito tutto?
Allora, bene o male sì. Ascoltami, siccome io ho dato l'indirizzo per collegarsi anche a Debora Mangianelli.
Sì?
Ora
Debora,
lei si vede lei nel mio video, io non mi vedo.
Sì, no, vi vedete entrambe, però entrambe siete
lo devo disattivare?
No, tranquilla.
No. Io vedo, in questo momento io vedo Debora con il mio nome.
Sì, esatto, no, devo cambiare il nome come...
No,
tranquilla, rimani, tanto noi sappiamo che tu sei Debora.
Non ti preoccupare.
Io.
Poi la prossima volta ti manderemo direttamente la mail a te. Ti faccio mandare la mail da
Ok,
lì.
adesso c'è il mio nome.
Zoom meetings are in Italian and in English. So after a year, almost two, Silvana, she's able to
Ok,
understand
perfetto.
almost everything
Siamo
in
tutte e due.
English, but I still translate for her. And tonight we have Debora. Brava, Debora. Very well
Debora
done.
conosce perfettamente l'inglese.
Ah, okay. So I don't have to translate for you, right?
Solo per me.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Would you like to introduce yourself
So
shortly?
what can I say? Hello, everyone. Hello. And
Hi.
what can I say?
Are you in
I like
Carlentini?
English language, and I'm very interested about this meeting which we are doing, the relationship with the Obama and Carlentini, this sisters project, isn't it? And I think it's, in my opinion, it's very interesting.
E magari Debora.
Hello.
Debora, are you in Carlentini? Ciao Carmelita.
Ciao, ciao a tutti.
Ciao,
Yes.
bella mia. Ah, so you are in Carlentini.
Yes.
And how come that you speak perfectly English? Ciao Roberto.
Oh.
We have even Silvana's
Ciao a tutti.
husband. I have to say an official hello to everybody. So I see Jerry Negro. Nice to meet you. And
Ciao.
then Nikki left, and then I have Marianne. Welcome back. Anita, ciao, cara. Hi, dear. Ken, nice to meet you.
Yeah, Marianne is my cousin.
Ah, okay. Sofia or Mangianelli. Mangianelli.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marianne Sofia is my cousin.
Okay, Sofia, perfetto. So for us, it's Sofio in our pronunciation. Ciao, Dean. Ciao, Gary. Welcome back. Ciao, Fred. Nice to see you again. Hi, Tiffany, Sherry, and Carlton is our new generation. Ciao, Chris, Mary Kay, Jim. Nice to meet you too. Welcome back, my dear. Frank, ciao. Silvana, welcome back. Debora, now I see Carmelita and Silvana Pirruccelo, who is a teacher here in Lentini. So shortly, making a long story short, here we have a lot of members who has followed us since the really beginning. We are going tonight from Frank, who is a little guy of 90 and something years old, to Carlton, who is less than a year.
Hello, Miss
So we are covering
Formica.
almost 100 years tonight.
Hello, Miss Formica. You're looking gorgeous.
Oh my. So what can I say? I have so many informations of every one of you. A lot of people in this group, they will come here next August. We have worked for an entire year on their family trees. Just the Jim Beckham tree, he has 40,000 people from Carlentini and Lentini just on his Italian side. So we consider he's a 3-hour mother tree. We have uploaded on ancestry.com, on Family Search, thanks to the help of Dean Battiato as well, and Nick Cimino, who are continuously keep looking for new information, something like more than 50 family, maybe more. Wow. So I haven't counted them all. And we have so many projects going on, going beyond the Carlentini. We have helped, tonight is not with us, Nick Gibilisco, who has obtained his dual citizenship and is helping a lot of other people. We have Carmelita, and I'm honored for that because she's my vice president and the only one that I know among you who was born in Carlentini, actually. Am I right or wrong?
Yes. Well, I don't know. Who?
This is and she was a little girl when you emigrated with your parents, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Is there anybody here that knows anybody that's named Fetal family or the Troya family or Nigro family?
We have a Nigro here, Jerry.
Yeah, that's me.
Nigro?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. My grandmother was Carmela. Carmela Negro, married to Chirino.
Just 60 just on the registration
yeah.
link. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Silvana, who is my right hand in Carlentini. She works in the elementary school. She has worked in the administration of the elementary school in Carlentini for a lot of years. So she knows a lot of generations, and she's our alive Facebook. Every single name will come out. She will be able to say, I know. There is a family who, and she's having a lot of connecting, a lot of people.
Normale,
so we're super
perché sono
excited.
anziana, capisci?
No, come on, you have just a lot of experience. That's it. You're not
What's
old.
Deborah's
She said,
last
I'm
name?
older.
What's Deborah's
So for
last
those who
name?
are new tonight, my co-chair, Sherry, making a long story short there, how many projects do we have going on? I forgot even
We
how
have
many
at least a dozen.
meetings we have, but please,
At least a
a
dozen.
little boy singing. Sorry, I have to sing for him. Just 1 second. Please. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Now I wonder where you are. Chi è il più bello di tutti, Colton? Ciao, amore. Ciao, amore. And then he keeps like quiet. We keeps going like this all day long. Ciao, amore. Aspetta, you're right. I don't have. I forgot. Where is it? Now we play like this with Colton. I'm calling you. Hello. He left. With the remote control, we talk each other. That's our style.
What is Deborah's
So
last name?
actually, I understand that Sherry, she's busy. So making a long story short, we have a project going on with the elementary school. The kids are sending each other videos about poetry and activities. And then we're trying to develop with Silvana Pirruccelo a cultural exchange in the high school. We have an important connection through the universities, because this summer in Carlentini we will have the University of oh my goodness, Basilea and Stockholm, who are coming about design. They are designers. And then we have Roma 3 in archaeology, and the University of Syracuse about cultural, I'm sorry, beni culturali, so it should be preservation of monuments and cultural monuments. So it's a part of architecture. And we are starting with collecting recipes and stories of people. We are more than honored to know that this summer Carmelita will be in Carlentini, and I'm super excited to.
I am so very happy. I am so excited. This is, like, you know, a dream come true for me to be there with all of you. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. That's all.
I have already called tonight the right hand of the mayor to prepare a performing stage for you, a right stage for you.
Oh,
so
that's
we will be more than honored to have Carmelita, because music is part of our project as well as art in general. So we have in this moment a project about a mural going on that has been approved in Omaha, close to the restaurant Orsi. And we hope that one day we can have a mural exchange. So the same mural made in Carlentini and in Omaha as a twin mural. What else? And then our genealogy side is a very important one.
Vorrei dire una cosa a Carmelita. Per quanto riguarda il fatto che lei vorrebbe fare un concerto a Carlentini, ci sarebbe disponibile il convento, diciamo, non la sala che hanno ristrutturato, perché lì c'è il pianoforte, è l'unico posto dove c'è un pianoforte.
Sì, ho capito.
Però l'unico problema è che i posti sono pochi, ci sono solo 50 posti.
Però quante persone possono
50.
entrare?
Sono poche, sono 50 persone.
Io spero di poter utilizzare il palco in piazza, perché sarà una cosa
In
Però
piazza
non
non
c'è
c'è,
un
no,
piano, non c'è
non c'è il
piano.
pianoforte, potrebbe
Sì.
usare una pianola, ma non è cioè, secondo me.
Beh, su questo poi ci organizziamo con il sindaco perché ci sono stati dei concerti con il piano, quindi ci sarà un service.
Però
col
sai, non è facile perché bisogna portare il pianoforte e portare anche l'accordatore. Perché quando tu
Va bene,
trasporti il
però
pianoforte
se
ci
può
vuole
fare
l'accordatore.
un video, qualche cosa che si può sentire fuori di questo convento.
We will work on it. We will work on it. Don't worry.
Allora,
This is
nel
something
convento
that
c'è anche nel convento c'è anche il chiostro all'aperto dove ci possono andare più persone. Ora, siccome io ci andrò a vedere qualche spettacolo, poi ti dirò quanto è grande e quante sedie ci possono andare, perché
Va
al limite
bene.
portare il pianoforte fuori nello stesso luogo penso sia più semplice, che magari non si sposta il pianoforte, sai. Cioè, in genere appena si sposta
We will
si
work
sposta.
on this important concept for us because we would like to start a yearly new event that will be La Festa di Omaha in Carlentini that doesn't exist, to celebrate and honor all our family and our relatives who are on the other side, and it's important to have a little bit of recognition. You made the difference over there, so we wanted to celebrate you on this side as well. So who knows? And then we're trying to export wine as well. This is really the last. Nick, welcome back. Thank you. Now I give you the word. I was entertaining them.
Un'altra cosa.
Talk about the useless stuff.
Eleonora, approfitto dell'occasione per un'altra cosa che avevo in mente io, vediamo. Come a Santa Lucia noi cantiamo, abbiamo il coro e cantiamo, giustamente quando c'è la messa. Io avevo detto a Carmelita che se loro vogliono possono partecipare con noi ai canti che facciamo, perché da qui ad agosto c'è anche il tempo di poter, se ci incontriamo qualche volta online con loro, hanno il piacere di imparare gli inni di Santa Lucia oppure la messa in latino che facciamo noi, sarebbe una cosa simpatica. Però,
Sì, mi piacerebbe, sì, che bello.
Però dobbiamo
Sì.
in qualche modo vederci online, se ci sono, oltre a Carmelita che conosce la musica alla quale io potrei mandare gli spartiti e tutto quanto, se ci vorrebbero anche altre persone che
quindi tu hai già
possono
partiti. Silvana, do you already have the music
di tutte le musiche che facciamo in chiesa io ho anche gli spartiti, per cui
sarebbe
semplice.
Sherry, can you take this note please for us managing another meeting? So Silvana is proposing
magari che so, una volta ogni tanto ci sentiamo, prima vedere se ci sono delle persone interessate che vengono a messa in quel giorno in cui c'è Santa Lucia. Tra quelle persone che vengono, se c'è qualcuno interessato, sarebbe una bella cosa, penso. Che ne pensi?
Lo traduco in inglese così lo capiscono di cosa stiamo parlando. So Silvana, she's asking if someone is interested to learn all the songs that they sing in the choir for Santa Lucia's Mass. And there is even the Mass in Latin in this event. So she has all the music sheets. She would like to know if there is someone who is interested to sing in the church in the choir with them. We can organize an extra meeting for this, and then when you will be here, you will be prepared, and you can take active part during the celebration of Santa Lucia in August inside the church with the choir. So we will say, for those who are interested, write us an email. Could be Sherry, could be Carmelita as well. If you want to maybe just to tell me who is in charge, just write us on Facebook. You know how to communicate, so we can collect all the numbers and the names of the people. I can suggest.
So, Eleonora, before we go away from that topic, there are actually two separate groups that are going to be there at the same time. I've been in communication with Teresa Guerrero Capietz. She's trying to find some living relatives that she can visit with. Her family was born mostly in Furla, but then by when her grandfather immigrated in 1913, the family was living in Carlentini. So I was having a little trouble finding family members in Furla, but then I discovered that Jim Beckman had the family in his tree because they had moved to Carlentini. So as Archimedes would say, Eureka, I found it.
Everybody's in Jim's tree.
Yep.
Okay, we have
Ma
new
chissà,
faces.
ho
Let's give
visto
them
la,
face.
la signora Mangianelli, chissà che non sono parenti con Debora.
Me?
C'è una
Oddio.
signora qui che si chiama Mangianelli.
Veramente?
Aspetta.
Come si chiama?
Sì, aspetta, dove l'ho vista?
Marianne.
Mary
Non la
Ann.
vedi,
Marianne.
Debora?
Mangianelli.
Mary Ann Mangianelli si chiama?
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
So
hello, good
Deborah
evening.
is
Nice
a
to meet you.
Mangianelli then?
Does
Deborah's
I don't
last
know.
name is Mangianelli?
Eleanor, does she know Rosanna Mangianelli? She's my cousin.
Yeah. I have to ask to my father. It's Mangianelli. Probably he know the person who you are talking about. Could you wait 1 minute? 1 minute only. I arrive.
She's super cute. Ma che dolci.
È dolcissima Debora.
Where does she live? Does anybody know?
She left
Lentini.
to ask to her father if he is available. I think she's coming back with the father.
Is she in Carlentini?
Sì, di Carlentini.
Okay. So while we're waiting for her to come back, Sherry asked me a question. I don't know if she's around to.
Yeah,
listen
there
to
is
the
Colton
answer.
screaming.
Left. She
Oh, there
left.
she is. She's
No,
listening.
she's there.
Okay,
Because
so
the baby
how,
was
she said,
screaming.
how has my perspective changed? Okay, so Deborah, did you get your father?
Oh yes, I asked to my father about this name. So probably, unfortunately, he didn't know because there are so many people who have this surname. So
Mhm.
he said me, honestly, I don't know. Probably there is a relationship, but by now in this moment, I'm so sorry, no.
Okay, well, let's do this, Deborah. So I'm going to type what I think is your name in the chat log, and you tell me if that's right or not. Can you see the chat log?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nella chat. Ok,
Yes,
aspetta.
sì, sono qua.
Sì,
Devi
Deborah
andare nella
Mangianelli.
chat.
Hey, Vero, Deborah Mangianelli.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm writing.
And write your father's name and your grandfather's name, if you would.
Okay.
Nick, you are Mr. Celebrity these days.
Yeah, well, that was.
You have been everywhere. You know, it's just been such a pleasure to follow what you've done. So,
Well,
wonderful.
I am going to share my screen on the blog. I know many of you have already followed it, but
You have to teach us how to do it.
okay,
Maybe nice
so
to keep
I
going.
put it in the chat log, but I'll put it in there again. But it's this address here, https://sicilianroads.wordpress.com. So this is the last one we did. And if your view is similar to mine, there's 3 pages. So the third page is actually the first page, which is kind of weird. But so there's this one, join us April 17th was the first post, and then, or the second post rather. You can tell the dates of the posts right here, April 13th, 14th. And then you scroll down to the bottom and you can see
Bellissimo.
our itinerary, Easter greetings, Atlanta, April 18th, travel day, Palermo, So I think April 18th is the first time we actually posted some pictures. So this was the young lady who was waiting for us at the Palermo airport.
And who is that young lady? Who is that?
I have no idea what her name was. It was a car service that was arranged by a travel agent.
Maybe a private driver.
And this was just the street view in Palermo, and you can see we weren't the only ones hauling our bags around. And this is what they call the Quattro Canti, which
Bravo,
is
Nick.
kind of the plaza, main plaza, and there is a intersection of two pedestrian avenues, which
It's a dream to see the pedestrian. I've always seen it with cars and noises and the light and be careful. They go at beautiful.
yeah,
Pedestrian is beautiful.
it's a really nice pedestrian avenue now. So this
It's the Cathedral of Palermo.
the cathedral, yes. We didn't.
That was a mosque.
This was up near the cathedral.
Yeah.
Monuments and statues, of course. And then we were a little bemused by this one. We didn't quite understand how that was art.
The majority of people in Palermo doesn't understand English, so FK UK.
So that's that one. So April 19th. So our tour hotel was different than our first night hotel. So the first night was at the Palazzo Brunacini, and our tour hotel was the Hotel Ambasciatore. They were pretty close together, but the Palazzo was in kind of a gritty neighborhood. So we weren't quite sure about, walking to the other hotel, but.
What does it mean, gritty?
Gritty means,
rough.
Urban, rough, kind of scary a little bit, maybe. But the hotel itself was beautiful. It was.
Yeah, because in Ballarò there is the market. And it's not.
So this horse head was in the window frame, and it made me think of The Godfather. So I couldn't resist. I said, "Well, tomorrow we woke up with this in our bed."
At least it wasn't at the feet of the bed.
But we had a beautiful little terrace that we could walk out on, and really nice views of the skyline. And here's the lovely travel buddy, Donna. And some views from the hotel.
The thing is that in the Ballarò was a neighborhood that was dangerous, but now it's transforming itself. It's like the Queens years and years ago, and now it's becoming the neighborhood of the artists, the street artists, concerts. So I think that the choice to find the hotel over there was to let you discover the city in the really real soul, let's say.
Yeah, the Ballarò market is quite the tourist attraction, so you're really close to that. And you're also really close to the Palazzo Federico, which was one of the places that we went to on our tour. So I highly recommend the Palazzo Brunacini if you are looking for a place to stay in Palermo. And this was the breakfast spread that they put out, which was just amazing.
We eat a lot of sweets.
And this was a picture of me from our terrace.
That's nice.
So this is the son of the Count Federico, and he was our tour guide. And you can see it was quite ornate, and a beautiful building, some of the structure actually was part of the original Palermo city wall. And the count was, he would ride in the Targa Floria. So excuse me, I'm sorry, folks. I'm gonna stop share so that you guys can talk. I need to answer that door.
Okay. We were dreaming, huh? Let's go back to Debora. I saw that you were writing down something on our chat. Jim asked you about the name of your grandparents as well.
My grandparents, they are talking about here. My
So
father
write
and my mother.
write all the names down so he can look for them on the different and several websites that we use. Now we have uploaded a lot of informations in the last months as well, so it will be
Deborah,
easy.
I see that your father's name is Sebastiano.
Mangianelli.
Would
Super
you tell us
common.
what your grandfather and your grandmother's name is?
Yeah, because it's a
we
very,
need
very
her
common
name
name.
as well, so then we can maybe tie into, since there are so many Mangianellis, it helps to have lots of information.
Yeah. So in fact, my father said this to me, that there are lots of people with this the same name. So I think it's very difficult to understand or to try that person that we are looking for. But Mangianelli is a very common surname.
Was Mary Mangiamelli's father Angelo?
That's my uncle.
The
Oh, that's
uncle.
your uncle.
My uncle,
Oh,
Angelo.
and my brother, are you the one that the Mary that was the nurse or did nursing or the beautician?
No, that was Angelo's wife. She was a beautician.
Ah, I knew her because my dad had the barber shop on 10th and Bancroft, and then Angelo was up on 10th up near the hospital.
And
And
her
of
name
course,
was Louise.
yeah, and then Sam and we went into the army together the same day for World War II. And then he went back to Omaha and I never did for about 10 or 15 years.
He has a son that lives in San Diego.
Yes,
Guy.
Mike, yes.
Guy.
Yeah. He's married to an Italian
Yes,
girl
she's from
whose
Rome.
father was in the banking business.
Yes.
I've met them. Yeah.
Frank, so have you been part of this World War II in Italy? Did you come here?
No. I went to the Pacific. I was in the 9th Corps headquarters. I never saw any action or anything. I was too high up, and it was the engineering section because I was even then interested in architecture.
I see. Thank you. Yeah, Mangianelli is a common name, but if you have a drop of blood in common with Mary Ann Mangianelli, we can say that you're a cousin.
I didn't realize it was so common because Sam and I were just close buddies all the time, and
Who was the doctor?
who was the doctor?
I think he was related, Sebastian Mangianelli. He was in with Dr. Carnazzo. Dr. Carnazzo and Dr. Mangianelli were in together.
Right. He was my doctor when I was born at St. Joe's.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I remember all those. Do you remember Dr. Pantano too?
Yes.
He was my doctor.
Well, the doctor.
What a family. Look at you while you say yes. So like.
Well, the original Dr. Carnazzo used to get his hair cut at my dad's barber shop on 10th and Bancroft. But he died in Monterey. He was visiting his brother. And I met the brother also when I lived in Monterey and was on the planning commission there. I had access to different things.
I know the grandson, he's a high school football coach in Salinas. I know that family too.
Oh,
They loved it. I was from Omaha originally.
yeah. I was one of the few that went to Central. I didn't go to Tech, so I didn't know a lot of the fellas.
Nick, show us a little bit about your day in Carlentini.
Okay, I was
Because
just
the first
thinking I should do
part
that.
of those days, I miss them. I mean, in person. It's so beautiful to see how many people you know and how many things you have in common. It's simply amazing. Debora, just call and talk with Marianne because she's the biggest encyclopedia about biscotti that I have ever seen in my life. I have never ever seen somebody else baking like her. She's simply amazing. Who is this guy, Nick?
Keep busy.
You are an encyclopedia.
Questo è Salvatore Serravalle.
Salvatore Serravalle is my cousin, and
I can say.
he is an architect. So yeah, we look like brothers, don't we?
Oh,
yeah.
wonderful.
I can say we have that in common.
Yeah. So Frank, I have a relative who's an architect in Carlentini. So you guys need to talk.
Wonderful.
And so all of this was at the Bar Derby, which was made possible by Silvana Pirruccelo and her daughter Erica Giorgio. Silvana organized the meeting, and Erica did the translating. So
Big breakfast.
I don't know why these pictures are coming through so big, but oh, because that's the profile picture. Okay, so this is a group of cousins here. This is Ermelinda Spataro and her
Ermelinda e Luciana
sister,
Spataro.
Luciana Spataro, and these two are sisters, and then of course Salvatore. So you guys remember Giacomo Cullo, right? This is his dad. His dad's a teacher, and this is Giacomo's brother, and then of course Silvana and Erica. So
beautiful.
There were also some other people, and I don't know if Silvana can explain all of this because I didn't quite understand who they were and how they were related, but they were also at the Bar Derby with us.
Questa è, come si chiama? Candidia Corbin. E gli ho trovato un parente pure a lei, che si chiama Troia.
So basically, Silvana perchance felt on this post on Facebook of this lady. Her name is Caniglia, who was traveling to Carlentini in the same moment when you were there. So Silvana started to talk with her, and she has helped her to find a relative as well. So seeing that there was this moment dedicated to the Americans, she invited her as well to join you in the Bar Derby, because she has never been part of our meetings, etc. But I think she wrote, dov'è che ha scritto? In Sei Carlentini Sei?
E forse su Facebook in Sei Carlentini
Sì,
Sei.
on
Comunque,
Facebook, in the big page Sei di Carlentini Sei.
E Rino mi ha cercato tutto. Rino ha fatto tutto quanto. Rino Di Mauro.
So we had a group that went to the archaeological area called Castellaccio, which is on a hill or a promontory with a view of Carlentini and Lentini. And you walk up this trail, and we took a picture here because our guide noticed it, and she said that had fallen down since the last time she'd led a tour there. But so we're hiking, And then there's this little blind or wall or fence or whatever you call that protects the cave or the grotto that has Baroque
Ci
painting.
passavo a tempo.
Yeah, because of the graffitos are
Yeah.
very, very old frescoes in the original stone. So to do not get the light directly,
Right.
otherwise they will lose the color. They made
Oh,
those.
good idea. Okay. So one of the paintings on the rocks, and they were a little hard to make out when you were just standing there. I think they're a little easier in a photograph, but still.
Mhm.
This to me was the most dramatic thing. I mean, you start
Dramatic?
you start at the top in the sunshine and you walk down all these steps, and then you're in this chamber, this vaulted chamber, and it has little skylight type things, but I don't think that was the purpose of them. I forget what the purpose was. And there's our group. We had Erica, and this is Ariana Ingaliso. She's the wife rather of Salvatore Saravalli, and me,
Mhm.
and Robin, and our daughter Susie, Silvana, and two ladies that I didn't know. Silvana, did you know these ladies?
No, non le conosco. Erano lì per fare un tour anche loro.
Okay,
No,
so
they
she
were
doesn't
there
know
just
either.
to have their own tour.
And then she took
Guys,
us
I have
over
to tell
to
you that
Lentini.
in this moment, this church in front of us is full of colors and light and overcrowded of people, because tonight in Lentini is Sant'Alfio. And that's the most important day during the year. Yesterday, they started the festivity at 1 a.m. in the morning. So actually it's May 10th, but at 1 a.m. in the morning. And people, they start walking down. You see, there are the lights on the top of the street. We prepared the city at the beginning of May 1st. So when Nico was there, the city was already decorated for the big
La via
festival.
Regina Margherita.
See, this is the street where my mom and my grandma, they grow up. Actually, where there is the white car on the right, my mom, she grew up in the house on the right.
Wow.
Sì,
So
sì.
that's right on the square.
Sì, very close to the main square, where there is the Archivio Storico.
So those of you who've been with us a while will remember that we met Alessio Gatto, and he gave us a tour of the Lentini Archivio Storico. And we took some pictures of some of the things that were on the wall. This is amazingly close to what Sherry is using as her background image. This band room I found fascinating, especially because I have a cousin who was part of the Lentini band. He was a saxophone player, and he's still living. And this was interesting. This was a memorial on the main piazza to a woman who was a victim of domestic violence. And then when we left Lentini, this is the gentleman who greeted us at the house of Silvana. Simba. And as you can see, there's quite lovely grounds there with a swimming pool. And they actually have this wonderful room, and of course, fruit trees. And Silvana's husband, Roberto, instructed me on the proper technique for picking oranges. And then later, Silvana instructed me on the proper technique for cutting oranges. So I learned all sorts of things.
Ci ha insegnato come si sbucciano le arance.
Esatto, brava Silvana.
So this is the room, the party room that's next to their house. And they actually were going to be hosting a party that evening. So we were lucky to be able to sneak in there and have our own little party before the big party.
That's the gift that Robin made for me. I didn't know that poppies is the emblem of California, and that over there they are orange, while here they are red. So I was so happy to have this little quilt portrait that now is at the entrance in my house. So when I open the door, just in front of where I hold my keys, I have it. Just
Anch'io
at the
l'ho messo già dentro la cornice.
Sì. This is me with the bread. We ate like it wasn't a tomorrow.
And
this
this
is
is my
Silvana.
wife Robin and Eleonora and Silvana inspecting a family heirloom that belongs to Silvana.
Mhm.
My wife is a quilter, so she's interested in all sorts of fabric.
Mhm.
Sì, questo è un antico quilt fatto in Sicilia, perché i primi quilt sono nati qua, in Sicilia.
Yeah,
So,
this is
yeah, this
tutti
is
fatti
just
a
sort of a
mano.
brief
Ah,
summary
fortunata.
of what happened that day. There was a lot more that went on, but
above all
me-
according to wine. But
yeah, the wine was fabulous.
Yes.
Let me see.
So what did you eat, Nick?
Oh man, this was a spaghetti dish here, and then we had a meat dish, and oh, just so much wonderful food. Silvana was a wonderful hostess, and so I thought maybe I would just I don't know why it's making me sign in again. I guess I wasn't in there long enough. But I was going to show you some of my photos from that day.
don't do it. Every single dish for real. Now let's go.
So this is some pictures from the Garrow family.
Mhm.
And let me see if I can get into
We took a lot in the cemetery
lot
as
at the
well.
cemetery.
Mhm.
And this is the Museum of Ancient Trades. And
Where
I
Nick
have,
bought 5 books.
yeah, yeah, I weighted myself down with books.
And pictures.
And this was when I was making copies of Silvana's book.
Then you found your own.
And then I got my own copy that I
Poi
went
l'ha
home,
comprato
so
però
that was
perché già c'era
Sì.
wasted effort.
Then he bought
Sì,
it.
ha
Yeah.
fatto anche la foto della mia famiglia, guarda.
So a few other images at the Castellaccio. This is my daughter Susie.
Was super happy to do this tour. Not true. He forced her. But then we had the shopping in the evening. We bought beautiful sunglasses in the Cimino Ottica to balance the day.
Yeah, Nick and everyone, I'm going to have to bail, but I really love this. I've got to get on more often with you guys.
Hai visto che si vede
Well,
lì il
please do,
cavallo di
Ken.
San...
We enjoy having
San
you,
Giorgio.
and sorry
Very
I'm
nice to
boring
meet
you with
you.
all my travel photos, but
You are not, and I wish everybody the best. I have to bail out though, so please forgive me for this, but it was enjoyable, and I will try to get back with all of you.
okay,
Yes,
sounds
Very
good.
so
nice to meet you.
work on your
Bye-bye.
family tree. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I have to
Next
go
time.
too.
Ciao. Ciao,
Okay,
Jerry, as
Jerry.
well.
Thanks
Ciao.
for coming.
Ciao.
Let's chat. Send me an email.
I'll try.
Okay, good.
I'm computer illiterate. I'll work on it.
All right, well, give me
Nice
a phone
meeting
call. You got my
everybody.
number?
Very nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Ken.
You got my
Ciao.
number? Give me a call, Jerry.
Okay.
Ciao.
You've
All
got
right.
company with being illiterate on the computer.
So I like this one because it shows the horse's hoofs, but it also gives you an idea that, you know, the overall, there's just
San
little
Giorgio.
fragments left in the,
Si pensa che sia la figura di San Giorgio.
Mhm.
Sopra il
the
cavallo.
wildflowers this time of year are outrageous. And this was, of course, views from up top. This I thought was interesting because the wall is kind of settling, apparently. You can see that it's at a diagonal.
Mhm.
That's the beautiful Erica.
She doesn't like pictures.
No, she doesn't. So I took her picture as frequently as I could. Another view of that vault, which was amazing. Some of the views. But this is kind of interesting. There's another Mangianelli. I don't know if she's related to you, Deborah, but her name is Beatrice.
Beatrice Mangianelli, della
La
prologo di
conosci?
Lentini.
Ah, no, onestamente no. Però Beatrice,
Sarà molto giovane questa ragazza.
penso proprio di
So
sì.
this was a bookstore, and I did want to get this book, but it looked like it was pretty expensive and very heavy. But it's called
Amore.
di Lentini. I think that's in Sicilian, the title.
Che c'è scritto? Non lo vedo.
Popolo di Lentini.
Ah, popolo di Lentini. Il nome
Sentiti,
di Lentini.
sentiti.
So this would be a good one for us to pick up. Here's
Allora,
another
questa
view of
frase,
some of the
Eleonora, gli vuoi
downtown
dire questa
Lentini. And
frase
of
era
course, I was in
l'inizio.
heaven when we got to the Archivio Storico. And there's Erica. So yeah, just interesting stuff on the walls. And this was really kind of fascinating because it was, I think it was back to like 1700 or something like that. And he was telling me that the Ciminos were one of the original families dating back that far. Of course, the history of Carlentini goes back to 1500, but
You zoom it, read the book of the city of Lentini. Usually when someone is like a bad person, my grandma, she used to say, now I'm gonna write you on the red
Il
book.
libro nero chi era? No, chi era il libro nero?
Was the black or the red?
Il libro forse
Some-
ci ha spiegato che era il libro che conteneva i nomi di tutti i nomi
Libro
di
Rosso.
Carlentino,
I think
di
this is
Lentini,
actually the nobility.
della nobiltà, era la nobiltà.
Ah,
Capito? Infatti, che dice? Nel quale contengono le notizie di molti privilegi, lettere reali.
I'm not sure, there's much of use to those of
Guarda
us
qua,
who come from the
Ferrarotto,
peasant
dottor
families.
Carlo Ferrarotto, queste erano tutte famiglie
non l'ho mai visto una
importanti.
cosa del genere. I've never seen something like this. It's very
Era
old.
interessantissimo quello che c'è là dentro. veramente.
This is
Questo
this is the family of Silvana. And
Quando era
Silvana,
molto
she's the little
piccola.
girl at the end, in the middle.
In the middle, is this you, Silvana?
Yeah, that's Silvana.
Bella
Quanti
Quanti
piccione.
anni avevi?
Che piccola.
That book I was telling you about.
Brad,
So,
ti vieni che sei
I'm going to see better, Silva.
Grazie. Sono vecchia comunque ormai.
so that's probably enough travel photos for one day. I could go on and on for days talking to you about travel.
Did you like Taormina, Nick? Was that unbelievable or what?
It was. I mean, you could put Taormina up against any town in the world, I think, in terms of the beauty.
I believe it too. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
I just love it.
It never gets old.
Yeah, and that's where we took our daughter on May 1st. So the next day after this Carlentini Lentini visit, we went to Taormina, and there's lots of pictures there on the blog if you want to check that out. But the place to go is the Greek Theater, which, oh man, the views from that place are fantastic. But even better views at the hotel where we stayed on the Rick Steves tour. So we took Susie back up there, and they have this terrace with a panorama of Mount Etna and the Mediterranean Sea. That's
Beautiful.
So yeah, Taormina, that's the place to go.
Nick, how was your place on the beach when the Airbnb you did?
Well, I don't think we would do it again. I think it was so dead over there at night that, I mean, it was good for sleeping, I guess, but
Too quiet.
it was a little too quiet. You had campers, like mobile homes, motor homes rather, that were parked like obstructing our view out the front window. So that was kind of a bumper. But
in the summertime, it will be a mess full of people. So the opposite problem, too confusing just in front of your door.
I would highly recommend that if you're going to do this, that you stay in Syracuse and that you drive over. There's so much to do in Syracuse. Eleonora took us to the most wonderful restaurant with it right on the water. So it's beautiful and lots of action. So if you like action, if you want it quiet, go to the beach. Or I think.
Yeah, but Unione Bagni is a beach where the Carlentinesi and Lentinesi, the locals, go. So obviously it follows our rhythm. For us, May is still winter. Right. So we don't put the feet in the water before July 31st. I mean, yeah. So if you wanted to have movement close to the beach, I suggest you Syracuse area, as Nick said, Noto as well. And there is the website Verbo, where you find beautiful villas to rent. Starting from Syracuse as all the way down to go Marina di Modica, Marina di Ragusa. It's up to you according to what you like. If you like beautiful beaches and restaurants and the people all going up and down, crowded, there are places for that. If you like a peaceful place where it's just you, there are other places where to go. But mainly the south of Sicily, our corner, let's say, from Carlentini and then going the extremely southern eastern corner is beautiful sand over here. While if you go north, I can use a thread in this moment. So you point north, all the coast on the north is little stones. Taormina is little stones as well. So every time I have people coming here, I have always a huge test with a lot of questions, because the more information you give about your taste, easier will be for us to give you tips. Because fortunately in Sicily we have any kind of, even for every pocket. Obviously, if you go towards Taormina, the same villa over there will cost more. So it's
a good example of that.
It's for everybody.
So remember that hat that I was wearing in some of those pictures?
You forgot.
Yeah, I lost the hat. But my wife ordered me another one. Actually, she ordered me 3, so I'm going to be well equipped. But anyway, I bought that hat in Palermo for $10, 10 euros, and 10 euros in Palermo. We bought a similar hat for our granddaughter in Taormina for 25 euros. So
they're going to nail you there.
An idea of the price differences.
Okay.
Yeah, in Taormina, we don't produce anything, but we sell everything.
Hey, Nick, did you stay in Ortigia when you were in the Syracuse area? Did you stay on the island Ortigia there?
Yeah, we stayed in a really nice place called the Magic Lantern, or the Lanterne Magique.
Did you go near the cove that was named for the fellow with one eye?
Cyclops.
Cyclope. That was a beautiful little beach. I stayed up on that hill about a week, and I'd love to go back down again.
I thought you were Zeus.
You were what?
I thought you were Zeus.
Zeus and Odysseus.
Well, did you notice, Nick,
the whole story about
the Greek mythology is all over that side of the island. The Greek mythology is all over the place there.
Yeah.
I would like to know more about Tiffany. That's the first time that she's with us. It's a crazy family, isn't it? Where do you come from? Where do you live now?
I live in Omaha. I've lived here my whole life.
Okay.
My grandfather came from Carlentini.
And what was his name?
And my Luciano Giuseppe Miloni.
Oh, Miloni.
Yeah.
Milone, sì.
Milone.
I knew she was
Luciano
part of the
Giuseppe.
family.
What was your dad's name, Tiffany?
Louis Miloni also.
The wrestling coach?
Yep.
Oh God, he was a great guy. Loved him. Loved him to death. I know.
So did
Louis
I
well.
get that right, Tiffany? I just typed your name and your grandfather, Luciano Giuseppe Miloni.
Yes, but it was an E at the end.
Oh, an E.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the E,
No.
Milone.
Yeah.
Milone, appunto, il Carlentini Milone.
But mine is with an I. He changed it when he came over. I don't know when or why.
Oh,
To be pronounced in the right way. Otherwise, you're gonna
Milone,
maybe to be pronounced in the right way, Milone.
Allora, io conosco due Milone a Carlentini, due fratelli. Uno
So he wasn't.
è morto. Uno si chiamava Fulvio Milone, e la moglie ci divise. Fulvio Milone era il padrino di mio figlio.
So Silvana, she knew a Milone in Carlentini. Fulvio Milone was her son godfather.
Però è morto da 2 anni.
But she passed away 2 years ago. Have you ever been in Sicily, Tiffany?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
In 2011.
Okay. And in Carlentini as well?
Yeah, we were in Carlentini just for a short time, just a day.
Just a day.
Ma
So
lei
you haven't been able to find any relatives, huh?
No.
Quindi lei non lo sa se è
Not yet.
parente con...
Not yet.
Eleonora non lo sa se è era parente con Fulvio e Salvatore.
No, infatti stavo chiedendo in inglese se è mai stata in Sicilia, ha detto di sì nel 2011 ed ha visitato Carlentini solo per un giorno, soltanto che non ha avuto la possibilità di modo di conoscere qualche parente.
I Milone di Carlentini sono solo questi. Se hai parenti a Carlentini saranno loro.
Okay, Silvana, she's saying that Milone in Carlentini aren't so many. So if you have relatives in Carlentini who are still there, for sure they are related with this guy that she knows, so that was very close to her family. Good to know. Are you planning to come back?
I would love to come back. I would
Okay,
live there.
so let's find someone so you can come and visit them and enjoy staying maybe a couple of days more.
Yeah.
Your dad was a great guy.
Tiffany.
Great guy. My dad was friends with him too. I've known him my whole life.
That's awesome. Thank you.
He moved to Arizona though, didn't he?
He did move to Arizona. Yeah. What's that?
No, that's my cousin. Different relative. Different spelling.
Incredible.
The Bishop Anthony was my cousin.
Yeah, I think we are related to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tiffany, haven't we met?
Yes. I sat with you at the dinner.
Exactly, the sons. Yes, I was gonna say, I saw that pretty face before.
Yes, that's
so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Oh, Butera.
Yes, she was a Butera.
Yes.
My grandmother.
Oh gosh.
So
He was
this
a
is
young
right
guy.
then? Okay, good.
Yes.
That is my dad's cousin. They died in a boat wreck. Like the boat got knocked over, and so my grandfather and my dad's cousin drowned. It's Tony Butera's brother, the younger brother.
Yeah, I got a note here about his death that he died in
Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay, Lynn Haven, Virginia.
Yeah.
I didn't understand exactly what happened. Carmelita, do you have Italian words to explain the word that Tiffany used? How did they die? I didn't understand.
They drowned.
They drowned.
What a drowned?
Drown, erano sotto acqua.
Ah, tipo nel sottomarino.
No, no, il sottomarino.
Sott'acqua.
Sotto acqua.
Sono annegati?
Come si
Mongo,
dice?
Mongo puoi
Drowning è che non poteva respirare, che sotto acqua.
Annegati?
La parola, non lo so la parola.
Ah, because they
Sotto
weren't
acqua
able to
non
swim.
poteva respirare.
Yes.
Ah, they didn't know how to swim?
They did. The current was too strong. They got pulled under. Like
So was it, the boat went upside down?
Yeah, there was I think there was a yacht or something that came by, and they were on a fishing boat, and then it just turned over. The other boat kind of made waves.
La parola è sotto acqua che non poteva respirare, che era
quindi
maltempo.
stavano pescando, they were fishing.
Ah, c'era maltempo, ha detto Carmelita. C'era maltempo.
Un malotempo. Ah, che brutto. Ok, terrible.
Senti, devi chiedere a Tiffany se questa signora Butera era pure di Carlentini. Se la nonna era pure di
Silvana, she
Carlentini.
wants to know if this lady Butera was as well from Carlentini.
Yeah, her family was from Carlentini. She said that she was made in Carlentini and born in the United States.
Carmelita, like your sister. Like your sister.
Mia sorella, sì, Antonella.
Sì. Yeah, she was made in
ecco,
USA.
ho capito, cioè la mamma era incinta quando arrivò in America.
Sì, esatto, the mom was pregnant. Sì.
Yes. Sai perché te lo dico? Perché tra i parenti di Nick che sono venuti a trovarlo c'era un certo Roberto Piccione, la cui nonna si chiamava Butera, io la conoscevo.
Ma come fai tu a ricordarti tutte queste cose?
Ma che vuoi? Sono cose di quando ero bambina. La signora era la nonna di una mia compagna.
So she came out with this because the day when Nick was here, there was a relative of him, Piccione, and his grandmother was a Butera. And it was like, Silvana, why do you remember all of those informations about the people? I just remember all of them.
Si chiamava la signora era particolare. Guarda,
Facebook,
Eleonora, ma la ricordo perché la signora era molto particolare. Si chiamava Giovanna Butera, infatti la nipote si chiamava la stessa nonna. E questa signora a volte, sai che faceva? Faceva spaventare i bambini per quando era l'ora del caldo, sai, all'urocauro che si andava a dormire. Lei che faceva? Si vestiva da mamma serra. Cioè praticamente prendeva a mamma serra. Allora ci dicevano, se non dormi viene la mamma serra. La mamma serra praticamente era una vecchia che si vestiva così e si portava una falce in mano, no? Con un tagliere. E allora camminava per strada e se tu non dormivi a quell'ora lei ti faceva spaventare. Era una signora molto
So she remembers this lady Butera, because she was very particular. When Silvana was young, this lady, she had the habit to dress up like a witch. Like a witch during the siesta time, when there was nobody on the street. Usually, to let the kids stay at home, in the family they used to say, if you get out, the lady called the Mamma Serra will come. And they were afraid about this spirit. This Mamma Serra was a name of fantasy. So she used to dress up in a strange way, like a witch, holding a knife or something. And when the kids used to get out, she loved to scare them. Making this famous lady was just a legend. So all the kids, they stayed at home.
Rick, did you ever experience siesta while you were there?
Well, you know, you're walking around and then you look around and everybody's gone. It's like, what happened? Where did everybody go?
First
Yeah,
time
during the
when I brought
siesta,
my
there is no
wife there,
bank.
Nick,
I brought
Nick,
my wife
questo
to Lentini. She said she got
Silvana.
so scared. It was
Sì.
unbelievable.
Silvana,
Mamma
but
said,
She's asleep.
you also, can I say something?
Ecco,
Because
ha
vai,
visto,
vai.
Silvana, tu la
I
conosci
was,
meglio di me, la signora
yes,
Giovanna,
because,
perché lei
yes,
abitava
because she
proprio
lived,
accanto.
yes, she lived near my house. And apart from that, the fact that she disguised to make, she always gathered all the little girls and boys to tell stories. I still
Sì, è vero, hai
remember
visto?
all the stories she told us around the fire. And sometimes we did an exchange, and she told me, look, if you sing the song of Little Katie, Piccola Katie, do you remember,
Ah,
Silvana?
piccola
If you,
Katie.
if you sing the song,
Oh, piccola
yes,
Katie, con tutte
and
ce
she
le
preferred this song, Piccola Katie, and the one Che freddo fa, Nada.
Sì, ma
The
che
one
freddo fa?
freddo fa,
So,
Sì.
for this
freddo
couple of
fa.
songs, at the time we didn't have the television at home, so she promised that before going to bed we could go to her house and she would tell us fairy tales and things. And in the end, he was also so weak, and she used a sentence to tell us that that's all, folks. Because she was a magic storyteller. She never.
Sì, sì, vero. Una volta sai che cosa ha fatto? Questo me lo ricordo.
Spellbound by her, so we wouldn't go home, and she say, now it's time to go home. That's all, folks. Go to your houses, especially during the winter.
Do you
The
have some
winter
picture
at the
of
house
this
is
lady?
wonderful.
Do you have some
Allora,
pictures of this
devi
lady?
chiedere a
Butera?
Nick, scusami
Sorry?
Eleonora, tu devi dire a Nick che questa signora qua era la nonna di Roberto Piccione, che lui ha conosciuto.
So
Che
this
vive-
famous lady was the grandma of Roberto Piccione that you met. And
Yes.
I'm wondering, do you have pictures about this fascinating
Sicuramente
lady?
Roberto ce l'avrà.
Do
Roberto.
I? Are you
Sure,
asking me? I don't think so.
Roberto,
Certo,
you should. So, and her name was Butera, and il nome
Giovanna.
Giovanna.
La
Giovanna
signora
Butera.
Giovanna Butera. Sì.
So I'll have to
Interesting.
talk to his son Alfio, because Alfio has been very helpful as far as providing cemetery pictures and family photos and things. So he might have a picture of her.
Ok.
No, no, che però miata, miata,
Chi dici, Fred? Chi
miata,
dicisti?
antica parola for witch.
Com'è? Me?
Miata.
Mayara, probably.
Maiara.
Ant-
Beh, a Maiara è sì, sì.
I
Ma no,
have
la
to
signora,
meet you because now
How
I
do you
have to.
spell that,
no,
Maya?
la signora non era Maiara, era un po'.
I'm thinking, in Italian, Nick, it's Strega, but Sicilian is Mayata.
sì.
I used to hear that as a
Maiara.
kid all the time. The girls would call
In
each other.
italiano si dice meggera.
Yeah,
Maiara.
usually
Però
were
in siciliana Maiara, sì.
those women able to understand what the future was going to be, or able to take out the bad eye upon us, or for the kids using the garlic when the kids they get scared. They had some special words that they used to sing and say. So we call them in dialect the worms. So they used to,
Gladio women. They used to call that.
and there were wreaths that were passed from mother to daughter.
Right.
Usually the grandma has had to teach them on the night of Christmas to the eldest granddaughter. In my
Ah, tu
family,
stai parlando
was,
dei vermi, sì, però quella è
Sì.
un'altra cosa. A Maiara era quella che faceva anche il male, diciamo, che faceva la
Sì.
maiaria.
And
Vero-
some of
vero
them
Fred.
were able to do bad things as well.
Right.
Black magic.
Esatto. Erano anche c'erano queste signore.
Yeah.
Nick, my mom and dad talked about that in the neighborhood. There were women that was going on all the time. That was not uncommon. You'd bring somebody over and they would galati the whammy. And that's what, meaning lowering of the worms.
Yeah, and the
Wow.
kids, they slept well, no
Yeah,
nightmares.
if somebody was sick or, my great
Yeah.
aunt was one of them too. That was before my
Interesting.
time, but yeah.
That this is a popular folk, so we cannot explain those things. It's in our
Per esempio, il fatto di usare l'aglio non è una
Mexican.
cosa. L'aglio non è una cosa.
So Deborah, is this your Facebook profile?
Oh, yes.
Debora.
Yes. I'm
Okay, so
sorry.
you just got a friend request from me and you'll probably get a few friend requests from some of the others.
Yeah, io ti sto aggiungendo.
Ok, così glielo mandate la prossima volta. Per entrare in punto.
So are you currently working at the
Le batterie mi
university?
stanno abbandonando. Okay. So yes, this is my Facebook profile.
Nick ti chiede se ancora stai lavorando all'Università di Catania.
No, in questo momento ormai non più. Ho lavorato fuori, sono rientrata, sono qui in questo momento.
Not in this moment.
No. Devo sistemare
nice.
Facebook.
So you did
Sì,
study
vabbè.
languages there. That was an interesting thing too, is that the university is just right there by
Yeah.
the Duomo, the Piazza Duomo.
Mm-hmm.
So are you,
Okay.
so you're living in Carlentini now, Deborah?
Yes, of course.
Uh-huh.
I live here in Carlentini.
And
And
what is your mother's maiden name?
Marisa Arisco.
Can you type that for me, please? I didn't quite understand.
Parente della
want
preside Arisco.
Alla
Arisco.
lontana.
Arisco, okay, Arisco. I got it.
Penso di sì, Eleonora. Magari un po' alla lontana, ma sono parenti.
Sì.
No? Debora, non siete parenti con la preside?
Marisa, okay.
Sì, c'è una parentela lontana con,
C'è.
con la preside. Sì. Ora dovrei chiedere a mamma meglio nello specifico,
Sì,
però se
penso
sono
di sì.
parenti, sono cugine lontane. Però sì, la parentela c'è, è vero. Io ero molto interessata a, non so come, a cercare di ricostruire l'albero genealogico della mia famiglia.
Dillo a Nick, in inglese, guarda,
Allora.
mi costruisce
Oh,
subito.
yes.
Chiediamo a Nick qualche consiglio per chi si approccia all'inizio da zero. Stai partendo da zero tu, giusto?
In che senso da zero?
Hai mai fatto ricerche genealogiche? Sei andato-
Ho provato nel mio piccolo a fare qualche ricerca genealogica, però poi non sono arrivata oltre i miei bisnonni.
Okay, so
Vediamo
Deborah,
cosa-
she's here tonight because she would like to work on her family tree, and on her own, she has been able to make some little research. So she went back to her great nonni o bisnonni, great grandparents, right?
Yes, of course.
And do you have their date of death, of birth as well, or just the names?
Oh well, I want to specify that I would like to build the genealogical tree of my family that refers to Pattavina family.
Ma ce ne sono tanti, Pattavina. Poi ti do il libro.
Yes.
che mi ha dato
No,
Shea.
Pattavina a partire da mia nonna.
All right, so just see what Nick and Dean and Jim all together they can find.
Does anybody mind if
Starting
we
from my
work on our tree for a
grandmother.
minute?
No, it's
Sorry?
fine for
That's the dream team, those three guys.
Okay, so
Here is how the tears they start. Like, oh my, and then
so let's see. How am I going to do this? Well, we're just gonna. It's kind of weird how this works. So I am just going to add a daughter named, and then I'm going to remove her because for some reason you can't actually, unless you can find a record. So Debora.
Yeah,
Mangianelli.
exactly.
È nato
Female, 21st of May, 1987.
1987.
Nick, do you usually start with the family search or ancestry.com? Ancestry, okay.
I usually do. Were you born in Carlentini? I usually do ancestry.
Adesso no, non si nasce più a Carlentini.
No, I don't think so. Debora, sei nata a Carlentini?
No, absolutely not in Lentini.
Oh, Lentini.
Yeah.
Lentini, yes.
Yeah. Carmelita, she's one of the luckiest one who has written in
Anch'io
her
sono
identity
nata a
card.
Carlentini.
Even Silvana,
Ai miei
Silvana was
tempi si
born
nasceva a Carlentini.
made at home.
Ah, a casa, sì, in via
In
nazionale
casa.
53.
Okay, so
Made it home,
now
yes.
I need to go in and
Yep.
edit her and remove her from that family. So edit relationships and remove. She's not related to those people, no, Dean. Okay, so tell me again your father's name.
Sebastiano.
Sebastiano. Do you know his birth date?
26th of January, 1954.
1964?
54.
50.
1954. Ok?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
da Carlentini di sicuro, me lo
Sì,
dico
sì,
io.
sì, sì.
Carlentini.
Carlentini.
Yes.
Sì.
And your mother was Marissa
Yes.
Arisco,
Exactly.
and her birth date was
A giugno?
3
8?
3 giugno. 3
31.
June. No. 03.
oh, sorry. 3 June
1961. In
Dove?
Catania. Catania.
Catania, okay.
Catania.
So somebody I did recently had Catania Ancestry, and I was just amazed at all the stuff that Ancestry had for Catania. So Sebastiano, okay, so his father's name was
Filadelfo.
Filadelfo.
Yeah.
Do you know his birth date or approximate?
Mi ricordo l'anno 1920.
1920. Let's say about 1920.
Yeah. We needed some more Mormons.
Now, was he also Carlentini?
Lentini.
Okay, so you said your grandmother was also a Mangianelli. Angela.
Mangianelli.
Marito e moglie con lo stesso cognome.
Esattamente, sì. Ebbero dei grossi problemi prima di sposarsi perché pensavano che fossero parenti. Però invece no, non c'entravano niente. e alla fine poi riuscirono a sposarsi comunque.
E come l'hanno
Quando
dimostrata?
Come?
E come l'hanno dimostrato questo?
Riuscirono a dimostrare che comunque i cognomi non avevano nulla a che fare, non erano imparentati tra di loro. Sì, fu una cosa
So
davvero
at the
molto
time they
particolare.
had difficulties to get married because they thought that they were relatives and that they didn't want to let them get married. And then they proved that they are not related.
Exactly.
Do you know, you
Buttergo
said
Sicily.
that your grandmother died 2 years ago.
In July, 7 July, I don't know, 1913 probably.
Oh, 1913.
No,
is
the
your
date.
birthday?
Okay. It's perfect. Yes, 7 July 2020.
Okay. And 1913 for a birthday, you think?
Yeah.
Save. Okay, so I'm not sure if we can get access to that birth record. Dean, do you have that?
Do we have some match already? Not yet.
Don't know. Jim, do you have a match for this, Angela?
No.
Boy, I couldn't understand you. I'm sorry.
You can look on ancestry, Carlent search, they have birth records.
Non può essere nata nel 1913.
No, nel 1930.
Perché è più giovane di mia mamma, era più
Sì.
giovane.
Is that Carlentini?
Yeah.
She was also born in Carlentini?
All right.
No, yes, of course. She's the same. They're probably, I suppose she birthed in 1913. No, 30.
Let's see, if she was born, you said she was 90 when she
1929
died.
probably.
Yeah, it's more like 29, yeah.
29.
Certo. Mia mamma è del 28, lei era forse più piccola di mia mamma.
Did she die in Carlentini?
Sì, è molto
Died, she died 2 years ago.
Carlentini.
Sempre a Carlentini, Debora.
Yes, esatto.
Yes.
Okay, so we actually need to get a little bit further back. So we need like one more generation. Dean, I am having a really hard time hearing you. Could you type that in the chat log, please?
I think are the headphones. Maybe the microphone doesn't work very well. She was born 1929. Okay. Look it up. Ok. Thank you. E poi hai anche i genitori dei tuoi nonni anche?
No, su questo no, è difficile.
Infatti bisogna andare al cimitero oppure chiedere a tuo papà se si ricorda i suoi nonni, i nomi dei suoi nonni. Chiedere a tuo papà e a tua mamma. Prima bisogna chiedere alle persone che sono ancora vive cosa si ricordano.
Cosa si ricorda e poi...
Perché è troppo poco, 2 generazioni.
No,
sì.
no, non è... Non è attendibile, non è per niente pertinente. Sono
Nick,
due
if we should give to Deborah, who is could be all of us. Let's put ourselves in her shoes. We are new in this field, in these genealogical researches. Which kind of tip can we give to those people who are approaching themselves for the first time, who have never worked on their family tree? So,
Well, I mean, you always start with yourself, obviously. So here's Deborah, and then you move to your parents, and so she has a
All right.
a date for her parents. So having a copy of the father's birth certificate would be a good thing to get, as well as the mother getting that birth certificate. Then once you got the father's birth certificate, then you have the name of both the parents, which she already has that. But so the next step is to get the birth record of Philadelphia and Angela.
I got it. Can I ask one question? Sebastiano, was he the first or second born male?
Il primo figlio.
Allora,
È il primo
Deborah
figlio.
era il primo
No,
o il secondo?
non è il primo, è il secondo. È il secondo figlio.
Ma non ha fratelli.
Is the second born.
No, due sorelle.
Sì, però lui porta il nome del nonno, di sicuro, Sebastiano. Perché è l'unico figlio maschio.
Sì, esatto.
Okay,
a
so
lui interessa capire questo.
I think what he's getting
il nonno ha lo
at is
stesso nome.
the second born son is named after the maternal grandfather.
Ah, no, wait.
No, questo è il papà del papà.
He has two sisters, so he is the only male.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So for sure it has to
That's
be
a winner.
the name of the grandfather.
So that would be Philadelphia's father's name.
So this would be Sebastiano here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tururu, James Bond in action. Our 007.
It's the James Bond team here between Jim and Dean and myself.
So you go back, you know, you got your choice here, because I got like about a dozen Sebastiano Mangianelli that were born in the 1890s and 1880s.
How many do you have?
24 to 36. Sebastiano
So
Mangianelli.
really what we need the birth record of Philadelphia.
Allora, servono intanto i certificati di nascita dei tuoi genitori. Perché ci sono 24
online, I don't think.
Ci sono 24 Sebastiano Mangianelli solo nel
Infatti,
esatto, era proprio quello che dicevo prima. È un nome molto comune, sia il nome che il cognome.
E soltanto avendo le date di nascita e di morte.
Esattamente, non si riesce.
Però ascolta Debora, se tu conosci il nome della bisnonna, forse diventa più facile.
Certo.
Vedere l'atto di matrimonio.
Questo non vi so dire tutto.
Penso che tuo papà lo sa.
Come si chiamava la sua nonna paterna?
Can we try for Philadelphia's sister?
Yes.
Provare a chiedere un momento.
Sì, sicuramente lo ricorda.
The oldest sister would be named after this mother.
She went to ask for. I'm sure that her father remembers his grandma's name.
Because that would narrow down quite a few of these Sebastianos I have.
Of course, 24 hours.
So while we're waiting for that, let's go back and look at Luciano Giuseppe Miloni. And so this was Are you still with us?
Yep.
Okay,
Alla
so this says he was born the 4th of October, 1897. And that he died on the 18th of August in Virginia. Okay. And that his father was Joseph and his mother was Althea. So I'm going to say that his father was Joseph in the United States and Giuseppe in Althea. That sounds right. Save the tree. Okay, so let's go back to Deborah's now that she's back with us. And Deborah,
Yeah.
did you get the name of Philadelpho's father and mother?
Allora,
What was the name?
my grandmother, his name, his mother name, my grandmother was Cianci. Cianci.
Adesso tuo papà te l'ha detto, come si chiamava sua nonna?
Allora, una delle due era Lucia Cianci.
Ma era la nonna.
Questa è la mamma di sua mamma. La mia
Ok, la
nonna materna.
Ah, la mamma
So
di
the
sua mamma.
mother of the mother was Lucia Cianci.
The mother of Marissa?
No, la mamma di Angela.
No, the
here.
mother.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucia Cianci. Is that right, Deborah?
Yeah.
Okay, so
E
Angela's mother was
e
Lucia
l'altra era
Cianci. And do you know the name of Angela's father?
Those names sure sound familiar.
So did your brother have a younger brother? I mean, excuse me, did your father have a younger brother?
No, he has
No.
two sisters.
No. He has two
Okay, so
sisters.
what is the name of his older sister?
Lucia e Pinuccia.
Quindi la nonna sicuramente si chiamava Lucia, però il cognome, perché se tua zia si chiamava Lucia, la nonna sicuramente si chiamerà Lucia, ma di cognome non sarà.
Debora, la sorella più grande.
Pinuccia.
Pinuccia.
No, la sorella più grande era Lucia, non Pinuccia.
Sì, scusa, Lucia era più grande.
Io lo conosco perché Pinuccia era a scuola con me.
Ok, perfetto.
E devi avere queste informazioni.
That
però il cognome
Sebastiano's sister was Lucia, right? So she would have been named after the mother of the father.
Ok.
Però c'è anche però un altro però, c'era anche l'altra Lucia, due nonne Lucia. Forse Lucia Cianci era la moglie da parte del papà.
Cianci, la mamma di mia nonna. Di mia nonna Angelina.
Ah, quindi è sicuro. Quindi forse avevano due nonne Lucia, può essere?
Può essere, non me lo ricordo.
Quello tuo papà lo può sapere.
So I got one hit here, at least, of Sebastiano Mangianelli and Lucia Randazzo.
Randazzo, does that sound right?
Potrebbe essere Randazzo?
No.
La mamma del nonno di tuo papà?
La mamma del nonno di mio padre.
Scusami, no, la nonna di tuo papà.
La
nonna di tuo papà.
La nonna di tuo papà. No, questo Randazzo non mi dice niente. Guardate, dovrei avere...
Tuo papà sta dormendo, vero? Non mi puoi chiedere a
Io penso
quest'ora.
proprio di sì. E il tempo, insomma, datemi il tempo, insomma, di poter fare una ricerca più dettagliata e la prossima volta che ci vedremo potremo andare ad
Questo è
approfondire.
quello che serve. Devi chiedere a tuo papà
Come?
Intanto potresti sistemare da parte di tua mamma. Di questo hai più notizie.
Sì.
So one of the things that you could do too, Deborah, is if you know where Philadelphia is buried, is you could take a picture of his grave, la tomba, un photo. And if you send that to us, then we can.
I'm not prepared. I have not this picture.
Well, maybe on Sunday you and your father could go to the cemetery.
Yeah.
And he could show you where his father is buried and where his grandparents are buried.
Penso che la foto ce l'hai anche a casa, la foto di tua nonna. Presumo che ce l'hai.
Then you can take
Sì, una
pictures.
foto la dovrei avere, onestamente la dovrei ancora cercare perché non lo so, non sono preparata, scusatemi.
Non ti preoccupare,
No, tranquilla. Stiamo muovendo i primi passi, è normale. Quindi ora hai un bel po' di compitini da fare a casa, cercare qualche foto, andare al cimitero.
Però puoi dire a Nick che possiamo sistemare la parte della mamma di Marisa, perché di questa parte conosce i nonni di Debora, penso, vero? Ottavina?
Sì.
Okay, so Tiffany, you're still with us. So I think, Deborah, we're going to shift gears. We're starting to run out of time here. We try not to go more than 2 hours. And
Sì, di solito il massimo 2 ore che riusciamo a fare. Poi
la prossima volta
la prossima volta. Va bene.
Sì. Poi diventa come un rebus, man mano che tu scopri, man mano vai avanti, poi si incrociano gli altri, è molto interessante.
E diventa infatti più bello, più interessante.
Più informazioni hai, meglio è.
Meglio è vero. Ok.
So,
does she understand about going to the cemetery, Eleanor?
Sì.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be helpful if you could send me a Facebook message with the photographs from the cemetery, then I can update the family tree with that information.
Okay. Va bene.
So Tiffany, did you come here? What were you looking for when you came? What were you hoping for?
I just wanted to see what it was like, but I mean, I would like to know when and why my grandfather changed his name from an E to an I. But I don't know if that's something we'll find out.
I think I might know. Can you hear me?
A little bit, yeah.
He says he thinks he might know.
Because in Italian, the I sounds like an E in American English. And the E at the end of the name sounds like an A. So if you want to be known as Miloni in America, it has to be spelled with an E. I mean, with an I.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rationale. That I think that happened a lot, is that people were trying to retain some semblance of the pronunciation. And so they would go with the American spelling that would be easier for people. But
that's like us, Nick. Instead of Giudice, it was
giudice, giudici.
It was done natural. It was done in naturalization. One thing, Eleanor, that you guys said the other day, I got to tell you, is not true. Names were not changed at Ellis Island.
No.
That was only in the movie.
Right.
That's because everybody was so documented. It wasn't a loose ship. So people changed their names in naturalization when they became citizens, or when they
on purpose to get
right,
accepted, or
But no one,
called in the right way?
no one names got changed there.
No.
Però c'è da dire una cosa, che il nome, per esempio, di Fred e giudice, se tu lo scrivi in corsivo, la I e la U sono tre piedini, quindi è più facile che chi non conosce l'italiano possa scambiare i due piedini per una U e poi la I.
Però
Mentre
nello
la I è prima...
spelling
beh, però,
inglese le parole che finiscono con I diventano una A. Quelle che finiscono con la E si
Diventano una I.
pronunciano come una I. Quindi alla fine le scambiavano per essere pronunciati
Però quello
Miloni.
che Miloni, visto invece di Miloni.
Mhm. Perché se fosse stato scritto Milone avrebbero pronunciato. So what about if it was written Milone with the E at the end? How do you pronounce it?
In English,
Yeah.
some people say Malone.
Malone.
Some people just drop it all together as far as the.
Quindi se c'era la E alla fine avrebbero tagliato la E senza pronunciarla.
Right.
Malone. So what about if there was a at the end?
Malona.
Melona. Okay.
But English is a hard language. For everybody that's a second language, that's a hard one. You guys, I give you credit for learning.
With the E will be cut, Milone. With the I will be pronounced Miloni.
Yeah.
So that's why
it's interesting. So which let's see, let's look at Social Security, see what he had. Okay, so Social Security was an I.
Yeah.
Luigi Milone e Carmela Budera.
And the military was an I.
Yep.
His draft card was an I. But then World War I, he was an E.
Yep.
So what's on his gravestone again? Let's look at that.
It's I.
Is it I?
Yeah.
And so what is the original?
I think originally it's an E, because I looked up long time ago, I looked up his when he came over. He was 16 when he came over, and it was an E. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, Tiffany, I can tell you even something more, that in dialect, in Sicilian, we transform them as well. Because Milone in our dialect will be Muluna.
Muluni.
Or Muluni. Muluni. Because it's the watermelon.
All of his children born in Carlentini, the name ends in E.
Wow.
So the most reliable source in terms of American records for the spelling of the original spelling is the passenger list.
Yeah.
And in this case, it was with an E.
Yeah.
So where is he?
Line 20.
There he is, line 20. Okay, so
good job, Dean.
Milone.
Okay, so Milone, he was a shoemaker.
Yep.
His father was
Here he is.
Giuseppe. And line 20, so we can go to the next page and we can see that his passage was paid by his sister. And his sister was, it looks like 413 South 7th Street. And that she was, I don't know what that is. It looks like Chilone, Chilone.
Chiara.
Maybe Clara.
Milone.
Oh, no, that's Maria. M-A-R. Did he have a sister named Maria?
Chiara is a too modern name.
Yeah.
Sister of Milone Maria.
Miloni Maria, that's what it is. Miloni Maria, because the M on Maria is just like the M on Miloni.
Yeah, it's
So-
1413 SM Street. What's that?
1413 South, S-O period, South 7th Street.
Huh.
And
Right in the heart of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sì, la M è scritta come Milone.
He was 5'2". He had a rosy complexion. He had chestnut colored hair. He had no defining marks. So
What is this sign? Like how many dollars they had?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What about
Yeah,
the things written? What's
No,
our
in this particular case, these are ditto marks. So they're giving the place of birth, Palermo, Castellaccia,
Casteldaccia.
Casteldaccia in the Palermo province. And this gentleman was also from Palermo province, but it was Castellana.
Castellana. Sì.
Okay, while order there is a Siracusa,
Yeah.
Celta,
Can we go back down to his record again?
Victoria.
Sure.
Vittoria, sì, Vittoria.
Victoria is part of the count.
No, veramente Vittoria è in provincia di Ragusa adesso.
Oggi, ma all'epoca era Siracusa, vero? Perché è diventata provincia nel 26, Ragusa.
So what I got off of here for his address, that his final destination was 1113 South 7th. Is that what you guys came?
Okay.
1113 South 7th. In fact, they put 1113 at the end of it too. I looked.
Yes, they did. You're right.
And then the person he met, sister. That's
Sister
Maria. Oh, you know what this is? This is Miloni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It isn't. It isn't CH. It's M.
It's Milone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their way to write down at the M. They make a little curl at the beginning.
Yeah, they are
This
crazy.
is interesting. This page is not indexed, so we have to go back to the previous page to get the index information.
What year is this? Oh, 1912.
So this is how they've indexed it.
Scroll down a couple lines.
To get to 20, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so they got his name right, Luciano Milone. But this should say Syracuse.
Well, it's close. Yeah. Now you're close. What more can you ask? You know, it's only people that have read through like thousands of these things that actually know what the heck they're talking about. So let's see, who was the person he left? Giuseppe Miloni. That was the next line down is the different people.
Oh, okay. So
on,
this should
on
be
the record.
Giuseppe, yeah.
Yeah, that should be Giuseppe Miloni, his father.
Philadelphia. You used to put the I.
Transcription error. That comes up a lot. And then that was his sister was the next line down.
Carmelita says hi to everybody. She had to leave.
So this
Hi,
is
Carmelita.
bye.
Okay.
So this is relatively new. The 2 extra lines here for the relatives.
Yeah. So his arrival date was the 9th of November.
Yeah.
Final departure was Omaha, Nebraska. It's not a question mark.
And E.
Vi saluto pure io, ci vediamo il prossimo martedì.
Ciao,
Ciao a
Silvana.
tutti.
Ciao,
Buonanotte.
Silvana. Ciao,
Ciao,
Silvana.
ciao. Ciao, alla
Ciao.
prossima.
Ciao, Silvana.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao,
Ciao.
Thank
Ciao,
you again
Ciao,
for
Debora.
everything you did
Ciao, a
for me.
presto,
You were
prossima
amazing,
volta.
Silvana.
Alla prossima.
Un
Alla prossima.
abbraccio, grazie per essere stati stasera.
Grazie a voi, veramente. Alla prossima.
Buone ricerche.
Grazie mille.
Di niente.
So, okay, everybody's
Ciao.
leaving, so
Ciao.
we probably should bring this to a close.
Okay.
We usually try not to go past 4 o'clock, and we've exceeded that already by 1 minute. Or it's, let's see, it's 11 o'clock in Sicily.
Oh, gosh.
Tiffany, did we answer any questions?
Yeah, that's good.
And then I think I found one record where they lived in Texas during the census in 1910.
Yeah, I saw that. So it's like my grandmother for her.
Yeah, for Carmela.
Yeah.
The
Oh, the
Buteras.
Buteras were in Texas? Hmm.
Yeah, they were down there for, at least one census go around.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
This
Grazie.
has been fun, and
Thanks, Nick, again, as usual. Eleonora, everybody.
You're
Dee,
welcome,
Tupi,
Fred.
Marianne, Mariana.
thank you to all my partners in crime
Chris,
here.
good to
Yeah,
see you.
well, last week, thank you for leaving the channel open, because Anita and Bob and I looked through a whole bunch of stuff on the ancestor portal on, the new information, and looking up, some relatives, and giving Bob and Anita some tips on how to get through there. So.
Bravi. Good job.
So I think you guys, if you wanted to just have a Zoom meeting, all you would have to do is
just start.
Tell everybody to click the link at the same time, and you could have a Zoom meeting.
I was just absolutely amazed. It's like, where is Nick?
Yeah, it works without me. It works without me.
I know. The only thing we couldn't do is record, which
Yeah.
would have been maybe it would have been nice, because I gave them quite a few tips out there on how to negotiate that ancestor stuff. Yeah. So, okay.
Okay.
Nick, are you
Well,
planning your next
let me
trip?
know if you need to do a meeting, and we can set up a Zoom for you. Or you can use this link, and just let me know what time you're going to go in, and I'll just hit record.
All right. Appreciate it.
Ok.
All right, thank you all.
Next week.
Thanks
All
for
right.
walking
Till
through
next
it.
week.
Ciao, abbassuni
Ciao,
abbracci, tutti.
Baci, abbracci e basuni.
Basuni. Hey, basuni. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye, guys. Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Nice
Bye,
to see you,
everyone.
Tiffany.
Hi, nice seeing you.
See you, Dino. Jim, great job again. Dean, Mary Ann, Chris,
Thanks.
Mary Kay, Bedejutsa, Eleonora. Ci vediamo.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'm going to turn it off.